Hello everyone, it's Dianne at Minerva. I hope you're all doing really well this week, and today I'm excited to share with you the new spring pattern releases by Butterick. They are available to purchase here at Minerva right away, and also you can buy everything you need to get started on those projects. So remember to have a look on the website, check down the sidebar. You can hunt for everything that you require, the haberdashery, the fabrics. You can even sort by fabric type, print type, and so on, so you can get everything you need. Now, there's a lovely selection. There's 16 patterns in total, but I've chosen 10 of my top picks today. There's also some children's patterns in there if you want to hunt for that separately. I've chosen one today in my selection, and also there's some nightwear and vintage patterns. So a lovely selection and something for everyone. Now, first up, I've chosen a dress, so it's pattern number B7022. Now, this dress has some lovely lines. It's simple, it has darts front and back. We have the option of 2 lengths, and you can also have patch pockets in one of the variations, and there's a lovely button down front. So a lovely classic feel. It's an average ability, so you do need some skills to get started on this, and I just think it's a lovely one for a spring summer wardrobe. A cool look, and it can be made up in light cotton fabric. So that's what they suggest. So cotton, chambray, linen blends, maybe a sateen. So you could take a look at one of our Minerva exclusive sateen prints for this one, and I think that would work really well. If you want to carry this through the seasons, you could go for maybe a tweed or a wool blend for the cooler months. So this is a pattern that could really carry you through. With regards to sizing, we're looking at a 10 to 18 and then a 20 to 28. So it's really size inclusive as well. Now for my next choice, I've gone for a skirt. So it's B7025. So here we have a tiered flowing skirt, perfect for the spring and summer, and view B has the option of using additional trims or lace between the tiers. So I really like the idea of going for maybe something like a broderie anglaise on eyelet fabric, and then using the corresponding lace between the tiers. I think that would look fabulous. Do bear in mind, if you use a broderie anglaise or an eyelet fabric, you will need to line behind it to make it less transparent, or maybe you could line the tiers as you go. So that's one option. Now it fastens with an invisible zipper at the side and then a hook and bar closure. And this one is an easy pattern. So it's something for you beginners to really get stuck into and make a real show-stopping skirt, but it's also a really easy make. So I think the fabric choices are what make this one. And you could style it with your simple vest tops and t-shirts and really let the skirt do all the talking. Let the skirt be the show-stopping piece. And I think it would just look gorgeous for spring and summer. So cotton linen blends, maybe go for a taffeta or a shantung. These would all look really fabulous. So I look forward to seeing this made up. When you make this, make sure to share it on Minerva and we can have a look at your makes, because I think this one is just perfect. With regards to sizing, it goes from a 4 to a 12 and then a 14 to a 22. A great one for your spring, summer or holiday wardrobe. This next pattern is super value. It's pattern number B7028, and here we have a suit or coordinating set. So we have a pair of wide leg trousers with an invisible side zipper closure. There is also a lovely top with a front button closing, and it has princess seams. And then as an additional extra, you get the coordinating belt to make up to go with this. Now I think this is a really good feature because you could make the belt to go with other items, other dresses or suits, and it's just an added extra. So it's really good value. You could wear it and make it as separates or make it as just one formal piece. So it's ideal for workwear but also for formal wear. So for going out, I would choose something with a bit of a sheen. Again, look at those sateen prints. Solids for workwear in something a little more reserved, or go for a casual linen fabric for your holiday wardrobe. So there's lots of options to make these separates over and over again. It's an average ability pattern, so you do need some skills to get going with this. You could also choose a crepe, a jacquard, they would work really well. Maybe go for a wool suiting for the cooler months. So again, one that could carry you through the seasons just seamlessly, and a great value one to have in your pattern stash. Don't forget that you can also search for those belt fixings, belt buckles, eyelets, things like that, using the toolbar down the side of the website here at Minerva. Sizing goes from a 6 to a 14 and then a 16 to a 24. So be sure to check your measurements and purchase the correct size pattern. If you enjoy a retro pattern, this next one is for you. It's pattern B7036 and it's a 1980s jumpsuit or dress pattern. So the jumpsuit is straight legged and the dress can be knee length or evening length, and it has a slit opening up the front. Now it closes with a zip down to the waist. It has side pockets and a shawl collar. There are also pleat details to the front and back. So it has some gorgeous features. Now the overall fit of this is a loose fitting dress or jumpsuit. So really comfy but also really elegant, and it has that wonderful 80s vibe going on. Of course, if you make it more 80s, you can choose your fabric to highlight this feature, or you can make it in something more subdued and bring it up to date. Styles B, D and E also have the extended armhole feature. This is an authentic reproduction pattern, so with these patterns you do tend to get additional sizing and also additional cutting layouts, so that's something to watch out for. Fabrics for this should be soft, so a challis, a crepe de chine, a silk, a wool crepe, something like this. So we want something soft and fluid to really show off those features. Now this pattern is not suitable for obvious stripes, diagonals or plaids, so do make a note of that and avoid those. Sizing is 6 to 14 and then 16 up to 24. I think this one would be a really fun addition to your wardrobe. Now if you're looking for a children's dress today, I've chosen pattern number B7033. This is a beautiful little dress with a shirt dress style to it. So we have the collar, there is the option of short sleeves or sleeveless, and there is also the option to make the flyaway back on this one, which I think is really nice. So we can have the yoke, traditional back to the dress, or the flyaway back, which gives it something extra, and that flared skirt. So it's some really charming details going on, but it also can look really modern. So a perfect dress for your little one. I think fabrics that would work well would be a seersucker, a linen, a gingham, cotton blends, something. You could have fun and play around with the buttons down the front, so do check out the button selection because there are all kinds of novelty buttons now that could really bring to life those children's garments. So if they have a particular theme that they're interested in, please search for that and I'm sure we've got something just for you. And they can turn a standard plain dress into something really special. Now the ability for this one is average. So a nice little project to get stuck into over the weekend, and you'll have the perfect dress for a summer holiday or party dress for your little one. And the sizing on this one is from a 3 up to an 8. Now of course this will depend on the size of your child because children like us do vary. So do measure your child before you start on this project. Next up we have a jacket or blazer. So this is pattern number B7026. Now I think this is perfect for the spring summer months because sometimes we tend to reach for a cardi or something like that, a sweater to put on over dresses and small tops when it gets cool in the evenings, but a blazer can be the ideal option if you make it in the right fabrics. So this particular pattern is designed for fabrics such as ponte or double knit. So it's the perfect solution to a cover up. So rather than reaching for a cardigan, you've got a smart little jacket that's also comfortable. So I think that is a really good option if you make it in those lighter neutrals so that it will go with everything. So here we have a shaped hem, a shawl collar. You have the option of making pockets with flaps at the front. There is a sleeve with a slit at the wrist, so that's a nice detail also. So the two options of styling for the jacket, and I think this would just go with everything. It would go with your skirts, your dresses, jeans and trousers. So a really versatile pattern. As I said, we're looking at a ponte, a double knit. Maybe as it cools down later in the year, you could look at making it in a boiled wool. Sizing is 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26. So I think this is a really fun addition and a great one to move you away from traditional cardigans and into something a little different. Maybe give this one a try. Coming up, we have a dress pattern. So this one is 7021. So this particular pattern is very similar to the child's version that I shared previously, 7033. So if you want to do a little bit of twinning with your little one, this would work really well. So it's that classic shirt dress kind of look, but with this one, the placket down the front conceals the button, so that's a really nice feature. Again, we can make it with or without sleeves, and the sleeveless version has a bias binding around there. There is also a belt, a covered belt to make, so again, another fun detail that you can add to other outfits if you don't just want to make it for this one. So we can make this mid-knee or calf length. There are darts in the body and also side seam pockets, so some lovely details, and the pointed collar at the top. I think this would work well with so many different fabrics, but in particular cotton poplin, sateen, chambray, maybe go for a sateen again to give it something special, a bit of a sheen. As you can see in the styling on the pattern, they have used a fabric with sheen, and I think this gives it more of an evening dress kind of look, and then go for something more casual for a day dress kind of feel to it. Just a reminder that all these patterns are available now, and remember to use our search engine on our website to search for everything you need. Now if you're looking for some modern comfy nightwear, this next one is the pattern. It's B7029 and it's a lovely casual jumpsuit. So it has a wide leg, a button down front, a round neck and a short sleeve or off the shoulder sleeveless look. Now I think this is perfect for after a busy day when you just want to put on something comfy, or maybe if you're away, I think you could crop this one off and make it as shorts, and it could be something that you could wear even to the beach. So this pattern is only suitable for stretch fabric, so a cotton knit, a jersey, a rib and so on. You want to make sure that you choose the right fabric. So it's perfect for nightwear, lovely and comfy, but also lovely for lounging around in. As you can see on the styling, you could also make it in contrasting fabrics. So do a little bit of colour blocking, or you could add a solid and a print, play around with your fabrics to create a fun look. I think it's really sweet and ideal for when you don't want something formal, you just want something really comfy and casual. And of course we all have times like that, don't we? Especially after a busy day. Now there are side pockets in it, so that makes it a little bit more practical, and it's for average ability. Sizing is 10 to 18 and then 20 to 28. Next up we have a pair of smart trousers, so it's pattern number 7024. So these are wide leg trousers with side front and side back seaming. They also have a button fly with a hook and bar closure, belt carriers. On one view you can make the tie belt, and of course front pockets. So I think these are really smart, and you could wear them for work of course, but then depending on your fabric choices you could make them for your holiday or casual wardrobe. Now the trousers do say 1 inch below the natural waistline, so do bear that in mind if you have a preference to where your trousers do sit. Now we could be looking at a denim, a twill, a chambray, a linen, all kinds of fabrics that you could make these trousers in depending on the weight and look that you want to go for. Now something I would like to mention, I think these would work really well in a denim. I have made trousers in denim before and then used all the traditional denim top stitching features, and they look just like jeans. So that can carry a pattern from being a workwear pattern that you make up for work into a really casual pattern that you wear every day. So just something to think on. is that those fabric choices can completely change up the look of this particular pair of trousers. So if you want to go for a really glamorous nightwear, you could go for something again with sheen or something with a really bold print. So again, it's taking it from a casual trouser into something of a bit of a showstopper. Pair it with maybe a matching top and you've got a mock jumpsuit. So lots of options, and it's a really lovely pattern. Definitely one like this to have in your stash because it just covers so many opportunities and ideas for styling. Sizing is from 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26. And it's an average ability pattern. Now for my final choice, I've chosen pattern number B7023, and it's this casual top, a Mrs. tunic top. Now for this one, I would like to mention, if these fabrics in the styling on this cover are not for you, don't be put off. Please look at the line drawings and we can get a better look at the styling of this top. So it's got a 3-panel detail, a front and back. Then we have a 3/4 sleeve and we have a traditional round neck band. So it's a lovely casual loose t-shirt look. And depending on what fabrics you choose, that will of course change up the look of this. So don't be put off. I mean, some people may love these fabrics and some people may not. And I do find that cover art can be something that puts people off a pattern when it needn't. Always look at the line drawings. Think of it in the fabrics that you would choose and your favourite colours. So there are some lovely lines to this top. You could wear it tucked in if you prefer a more belted look, along with some of those other patterns that we've just shared. And this pattern does need a 35% stretch on the cross grain, so you'll need to check that out before you begin, otherwise the fit won't work out quite well. This is an easy pattern, so it's perfect for a beginner, and I think it's one that you will love if you just choose the right fabrics. So go for a cotton blend knit, a jersey, or maybe a ponte. Sizing is XS to XXL. And I think that will just round off your wardrobe perfectly with those trousers and skirts and so on, and that little blazer that we shared before. I hope you enjoyed having a little look through those patterns with me today. I think there's some really beautiful ones. I'm sure you'll find one that you're eager to try out. So do check out our selection here at Minerva and all the fabrics and extras that we have on offer. We have everything you need. Remember, you can get 10% off all your orders for a whole year if you check out the Minerva Craft Club. So please do take a look at that before ordering your patterns and fabrics and get that 10% discount. And of course, create a free account with us so that you can share those makes online with us and join in with our wonderful worldwide sewing community. That's all from me for today, but I hope to be back soon with more sewing inspiration for you. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye for now.